I'd like to talk about is just the theory and the concept of why your body would want to be fat or want to be thin. Because that's really the foundation of my approach, is that your body has a specific weight it wants to be. Some people call it a set point or an ideal weight. It might be 100 kilos, it might be 50 kilos, whatever it is. Your body has a specific weight that it wants to be. And if you try to lose weight and force yourself to be below that set point, that ideal weight, a lot of chemistry takes place in your body to force you back to that weight. What happens is you become hungrier because the signals that tell your body to stop eating or that you've had enough to eat, your body starts ignoring those signals. Also, your tongue becomes desensitized to sweet foods and fattening foods, so it takes sweeter and more fattening foods to satisfy you. So you crave sweeter foods. So you're hungrier. You don't get filled up as quickly. You crave more fattening foods and sweeter foods. Your metabolism slows down. And your body goes into a type of fat storage mode where it becomes very efficient at storing fat and resists burning fat. So all these things happen when you force your body to go below its set point or ideal weight. The exact opposite is true if you're above your set point. If your set point is 60 kilograms or 120 pounds or 150 pounds, whatever it is, I have to talk pounds and kilograms because I've got a varied audience. If you're above that set point, call it 80 kilograms or 180 pounds. If you're above that, let's say you're 90 kilograms or 200 pounds, the exact opposite happens. You're not as hungry. You don't crave fattening foods. You get filled up very quickly. Your metabolism speeds up, and your body becomes very efficient at burning fat. So the real key is understanding the set point. And the way to lose weight in a sustainable way is shifting that set point. From being, if your set point's 80 kilograms or 180 pounds and you want to be 70 kilograms or 150 pounds, how do you shift your set point? In essence, what I'm asking is, how do you get your body to want to be thinner? Because when your body wants to be thinner, it happens automatically. And that was my experience that I lived through. Because when my body wanted to be fat, there was nothing I could do to lose weight. I mean, I lost weight in the short term by dieting, but my body was fighting me, and it kept wanting to be fatter. My set point kept shifting, until I was over 400 pounds or 180 kilograms. So my body was fighting any attempts at losing weight. It wasn't until my body wanted to be thinner and my set point was shifted that it became automatic. And then now it's 5 years later, and I've been the same weight for 5 years, and I don't diet or measure calories or I'm not on a program. I do eat very healthy, but I crave healthier foods. My metabolism is very fast. I've got the metabolism of a rabbit. I mean, it's very fast. And I have a lot of energy, so I enjoy being active. So all these things happen when you shift your body set point. And so the question is, why does your body want to be fat? Or why would it want to be thin? Why would its set point be at any given weight? And how do you shift that? That's what I want to talk about today. So in order to understand this question, you have to really understand the whole purpose of fat. Why do we have fat in the first place? We don't need it today, right? There's no real function for fat. Not too many functions. But a long time ago, and if you look at our genetic heritage, there were times, many, many years ago, when we lived outdoors. We lived a nomadic lifestyle. We weren't farming. We didn't know when our next meal was coming from. And in that type of living environment, fat can be crucial to your survival. So if you take an example, let's imagine that you were living somewhere and it was a long winter or an ice age. It was cold all the time and there was no fruit. You couldn't fish because the lakes and ponds were iced over. What are you going to do? How are you going to survive if you're living in a nomadic lifestyle and it's cold for a long period of time and there's not enough food because nothing's growing, how are you going to survive? Well, those people that had a little bit of extra weight on them going into a long winter or a famine, they're the ones that survived. And they're the ones that, if they survived, then they were able to have children and pass on their genetic heritage onto us. So we inherited the genetics of being able to survive through famines and cold weather. Now, fat protects you in two ways from that type of living environment. One is that it protects your body against the cold. It's a form of insulation. So if you're living outdoors or in a cave or something like that, and it's thousands of years ago, having a little bit of extra fat will protect you from the cold. And having that extra fat will also protect you from not having enough to eat because you can live off of your fat stores. So if you were in that type of environment of cold or famine, your body is under a particular type of stress. Different than other stresses, it's a unique stress. It's a particular type of stress that causes a particular type of chemistry in your body. Now that chemistry, when you're having that particular stress, activates what I call the fat programs. It does two things. It tells your body, we have to start being very, very we have to start conserving as much energy as possible and start replenishing fat stores. So the first thing that happens is these fat programs get activated and you start looking for, you're hungry all the time, as I said, your metabolism slows down, you don't want to be active. You have to conserve. This is survival. To your body, it's fighting for your life. And you have to understand that. So when these fat programs are on, it's not funny to your body, it's fighting for its life. And so you're going to conserve. You're going to be hungry. Your metabolism is going to slow down. And all these things that I described are going to happen. And what is also going to happen is your set point is going to shift. Because your body reacts to stress and adapts to stress. So that the next time something happens, it's not going to be as threatening to you. So if you're in a famine, or a cold weather, or your fat programs get activated, not only do you go into this conservation mode, but your set point says, you know what? Rather than be 80 kilograms, we need to be 90 kilograms from now on. That's our set point now. We've just shifted our set point. So that the next time a famine comes around, we're going to be better able to survive. And that's how your body survives. And that's how our bodies survived through these periods. That's how and why your body shifts its set point toward being heavier. That's why your body would want to be fat. Now today, we don't have famines anymore. We don't have cold weather we have cold weather, but we have clothes and we have controlled living environments. It's not a real stress. And we don't have famines. But we still have stress. And we all know that. And we have stress that comes through, that can be mental, physical, emotional, energetic, all types of different stresses that we have in our lives. And every type of stress that you have is causing chemistry in your body. Now, sometimes, for some people, that chemistry is so similar to a famine that it activates the fat programs. Because we have these programs. It's like if you have a computer and you press the right buttons, you're going to activate a program. That's the way we are. So you're having a stress, you're driving to work and you're going to be late and your boss is going to be mad and you're worried about all these things. How am I going to make my mortgage payment? I'm going to get fired, blah, 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 blah. And that's causing chemistry in your body. And sometimes for some people that chemistry is activating your fat programs. Just because the chemistry is the same. And if that's happening, that's causing your body to want to be fat. That's causing your body to go into a conservation mode, slow your metabolism, crave more fattening foods, eat more, not have the signals that say you're full. All these things I talked about, they all happen. And it gets your body to want to be fatter. So you're driving to work and you don't even know it, but you're making your body want to be fatter. And this is our programming that we drive around with all the time, or that we always carry with us, and that we don't understand. So this is happening to us. Not to everybody, but to some people. This is what's happening. Now, stress is not only always a bad thing, and stress does not always make your body want to be fat.